you read the title right. Now, I would just like to come out with this and say that I ship the Nostalgia Critic and AVGN. Don't judge me. Because... see, the thing is, if you don't ignore that Hammohamster's existence is there, you kind of see that there's a lot of really good fanfiction, but Hammohamster seems to, you know, take all that and destroy it. She's kind of like Abby from the Crucible, where Abby's purpose is to destroy everything in the village of Salem. Hammohamster's purpose in life, though she may not realise it, is to destroy everything we loved. Now, for those who don't know this fanfic, it's pretty infamous with that guy with the glasses crowd and AVGN. People tend to count them as kind of the same thing nowadays, especially in fanfiction. It's kind of hard to speak about this fanfic without addressing some things. This fanfic got pretty infamous because somebody on that guy with the glasses read it. Now, for one thing, I felt quite sorry for Hammohamster because I know that was me, and like, somebody read my fanfic out, I'd probably lose my shit. I mean, somebody had done, but they gave me a very good review, so I would have been like, oh, thank you. But the fact that Fanfiction Theatre, I think it is obviously reading bad fanfiction, I would have probably lost my shit. If it was constructive, then I would have been like, alright, okay, I see what I've got to do next, you know, that stuff. But if it was like, oh, you shit, I would have just been like, do you know what, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Because, or I would just come up with some witty comment or something like that. Also, Fanfic Critic reviewed it, and there's actually a lot of reviews for this fanfic, so it's pretty infamous. I've read it once. I didn't read the lemon though, because as soon as I saw a few sentences into it, I wanted to cry. I really wanted to cry. Because there's just some things wrong with this fanfic. And I'm going to tell you what I think's wrong with it before I actually read it to you, right? Okay, so the problems I have are what I posted in my gaming art page. I'm going to leave in the description. You don't have to follow, but it would be nice to have a few friends. Actually, I don't put anything up. I actually don't even use it, so but I'll put it in anyway. Alright, so basically what I wrote was, is it too late to talk about this fanfic? Because nobody's really spoke about it in a while. Thought I'd raise it from the dead since it's Halloween enough. Well, since it was Halloween, it's like the first day of Christmas right now. It was cringy and just actual don't judge me, because I do ship AVGN and Nostalgia Critic. So I'm not going to go all ranty on the pairing, because I noticed that most of the actual, you know, the runs are just, why did she use that pairing? You know, because I don't fucking know. Oh yeah. Because I have read almost every nerd/critic fanfiction. There's actually quite a lot, and most of my actual bookmarks are AVGN and nerd fanfiction. That's how kind of obsessed I am. It's my OTP. Seriously, all my bookmarks are the pairing. It's quite scary. But the writer just didn't get the personalities right, and that was the first thing I had the problem with, and it shows right from the beginning. AVGN was way too whiny and womanly. Not that this is a bad thing. I'm not trying to say that acting like a woman is a bad thing, because obviously you can be a strong woman and stuff like that. But it was more like he played the female role in a very campy, cringeworthy, romantic high school fic. Yeah, I went there. So it's not a bad thing to be womanly, but also it is also very out of character for the nerd. The nerd is angry. The nerd has no emotion. Well, I mean, that's headcanon for me. I don't actually think he has like emotions other than anger and stuff like that. But he doesn't love the Nostalgia Critic. Not technically anyway, in the way that people write it and stuff like that. The Critic was cringy to read. Yeah, the Critic, there's no other way to say it except the Critic was just really cringy, especially when he was all like, lol, I was just joking about hating you and stuff like that. Because that's not how it goes. I go on to speak about the chemistry because a lot of the reason why I like this pairing is because the actual fanfiction writers themselves, and I feel like they've kind of been let down from this very bad fanfic. Because I mean, there's a lot of really good fanfiction out there. I mean, most of what I bookmark is really top-notch fanfiction. They have this chemistry where they argue and don't act like they love each other, but we as the readers know that they're always going to be there for each other, and they're both very protective over each other. They will insult each other, but as soon as somebody else insults one of them, it's the other one's on your ass and stuff like that. So it is that kind of chemistry. It's like every like enemy kind of fan fiction. Like if you think of like Italia's France and England and One Piece's Zoro and Sanji, then that's exactly what it is. If you don't know that those animes, then that's a really bad example. But think of like your fandom and think of your enemy pairing. That is what it is. There's no other way around it. And that's why these pairings are so popular, because they've got that kind of enemy chemistry going on and stuff like that a lot of people portray really well and have just that right amount of hate and right amount of love in it, that it makes it a really good fanfic. But the writer, Hammohamster, neglects the fact that that is what makes this pairing a very good pairing, in my opinion anyway, and just treats it as if it is a high school cringeworthy romantic film. And the pairing is just flat without it. I'm sorry, a lot of these pairings are just flat if you don't add the enemy chemistry. It's just out of character and flat. Because, and I know that the author was trying to have the nostalgia critic be like, oh, I was just joking, you know, lol, 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 I really like you and stuff like that. It doesn't work that way. The fanfic needs that kind of like, oh yeah, I hate you, but secretly I really care about you and stuff like that, and if anybody tries to hurt you, then I will attack them kind of thing. That's what makes that pairing good to me. I mean, not everybody sees it, because obviously, since this fanfic, everybody's kind of like, oh god, don't ship them, because they're not gay, when really, they are forgetting that there is that line between fictional and real, because I know very well that James is married and has a daughter, and I respect that. I mean, I like when people I like are in relationships or stuff like that, because I'm like, oh, you found love, oh my god, that's cool. And then I know Doug is in a relationship as well, so, but people still ship them with other people. I mean, if you go on fanfiction and look up the nostalgia critic as a character, a lot of people ship him with nostalgia chick, who I believe is younger than the nostalgia critic. So why is that okay? I mean, probably because that's a hetero pairing and stuff like that, and everybody's like, oh, it could happen one day, but it's a little bit more far-fetched for nostalgia critic and AVGN to go bumpy in the closet or something like that, because they're both not gay, and you know, it's a little more far-fetched than the nostalgia critic and the nostalgia chick, you know. That's the kind of thing it is. But a lot of people there are a lot of pairings, gay pairings, and that guy with the fanfic and that guy with the glasses, you know, that kind of fandom. So I don't understand why it's so bad and stuff like that. But yeah, going back onto that, I can tend to ramble, seriously. The grammar could have been a lot worse. Like, seriously, the grammar could have been a lot worse. I've read so much bad fan fiction that it was kind of a relief to see that her fanfic wasn't just, like, really badly written. It wasn't perfect, but it was, because it had a lot of typos in it, but it was readable. And never, ever, ever, ever call the nerd James. Ugh. Now, to be honest, some people do call, like, when I got really into that guy with the glasses fandom, and I got really into the fan fiction, the nerd does have a brother who they do say is Bored James, and they do call him James, and that is acceptable because the character is called James technically. But you don't call the nerd James, because James and the nerd are not real people. Well, no, the nerd's not a real person. James is. James is married and has a daughter. You do not call the critic Doug, because Doug is married. I don't know if he has children or anything. I don't really know that much about Doug. But never ever ever use their real names. That is bad. I didn't really have much else to say. Those are the main things. As I said, I didn't read The Lemon properly because I couldn't read it. I just couldn't. But right now, I'm reading it for you guys. God have mercy on me. I'm probably going to speak all through this and point out flaws and stuff like that. If Hammohamster does come across this, I hear that she can be quite rude, so I'm just gonna ignore her. But I'm not doing this because I hate you. I'm doing this because I hate this fanfic, and I don't feel like it should be up on the internet anymore. But Hammohamster's got a live journal account where she uploads every fanfic she's ever written. Aren't we lucky? I'm gonna read this now. As the day came to an end, the angry video game nerd, James, no, you don't call him James, went back to his hotel room to retire for that. I've never heard that actually, like that phrase, to retire for the rest of the day. I've never ever thought to myself, I'm just gonna retire for the rest of the day and like I'll pull out my pension for the rest of the day and stuff like that. He spent his day at Comic-Con mingling with fans, talking about shitty video games. The whole con could have been a blast, but it wasn't for AVGN. His booth was right across from Nostalgia Critic. Oh, what a shame, eh? His seemingly worst enemy. He was dogged with fans instigating a fight with him. A fight he did not want to start. James was quite upset that NC, that's another problem I also have with this fic, is that she refers to Nostalgia Critic as NC, and it's only really because I understand that AVGN because Angry Video Game Nerd is like is a mouthful to say all the time, but Nostalgia Critic isn't, so an NC just sounds stupid. I am so sorry. James was quite upset that NC wanted to fight him as well. See, AVGN don't hate. That sentence always makes me think of the honey badger. Honey badger don't care. Honey badger don't give a shit. Something like see, the AVGN don't hate NC, and the AVGN don't give a shit. No. See, the AVGN don't hate. It would be does not hate. Or doesn't hate NC. In fact, he's madly in love with him. Oh, cute. Oh, bless him. When he first saw NC, he fell in love with his unshaven look and his sexy glasses. It's the glasses. It's fucking glasses. I knew it. I knew it was the fucking glasses. His big, potty mouth gave him shit. I've never found that attractive in a guy, and I don't know. Oh, I just love it every time he swears. I just get so. I don't know what that was. So he was very hurt when he learned that NC made a video calling him out. Pretty sure that was organised. I mean, I don't just randomly call out YouTubers. Why does he hate me? James said as he plopped down on his bed. Oh, James, you're just being so melodramatic right now. God, it's not the end of the world. James never knew he was. Oh, for fuck's sake. James isn't gay, everybody. James isn't gay. Until he met that guy with the glasses. His sexual desires just bloomed, and he has been. Attracted to men ever since. He is a virgin and dreams of the day he might lose to the nostalgia. That line is cringy as hell. I hate reading that line. Then the AVGN sprung up from its bed. Wait a minute. Why am I laying here complaining? I need to know. I'm not even trying to voice that. This accent is just coming out naturally. I'm so sorry. I need to know. I need to know why he hates me. James got up and walked to NC's hotel room down the hall. He didn't understand. He was a nice guy. No, he's not. In whatever universe, he's not a nice guy. He has feelings. He's never meant any harm when he insults people in his videos. He was just a random victim of the man he loves ever so deeply. Way to go, AVGM, playing the victim with his victim complex. Silently. How do you silently knock on somebody's door? Is the door like there and then you're just like knocking just a few... Maybe I'm just looking too deeply into this, but... Why am I doing this? He thinks to himself. You're doing it because you're being an idiot, James. Please just leave him alone. You're being creepy. Suddenly, he felt a hand on his shoulder. Oh no! From behind, which scared the living daylights out of him. Does Nostalgia Critic just stand by his door and just waits for people to walk near? Did he just wait for the nerd to just appear at his door? Is that why? Is Nostalgia Critic been hiding all this time? What the fuck? He turned around and saw the Nostalgia Critic himself. AVGN's legs start to go weak. Okay, that's actually beginning to annoy me. The fact that she's using AVGN now. It's sounding weird in sentences now. I'm beginning to not even see it. It's just sounding weird now. Like, at least use the nerd. God, why does she have such a problem with just referring to him as the nerd? That's what everybody else does in fanfiction. I don't see why she has to be any different. She, or whatever she is, I don't know what it is. I lost my face. Yeah, the AVGN's legs start to go weak as he stares into NC's glasses. Not in the eyes, it's the glasses. Remember, the nerd has a thing for glasses, apparently. Oh no, he can't help but grow an erection at his presence. He was just so manly. I don't want to read this. Well, Mr. Angry Video Game Nerd, we meet again. The man with the glasses says, as he's staring into James' glasses. They both got glasses, so technically when you say the man with the glasses, you could mean either of them. If you said the guy with the glasses, I would have been a bit more, like, lenient to know who you're speaking about. Nostalgia Critic, I want to have a word with you. Don't ask why I'm acting like this. Then come in. You've had a long day. Come inside for a beer. NC says, while opening the door and walking inside his hotel room. The nerd follows the nostalgia. What? The nerd follows the nostalgia? Wow. That sounds quite like a deep sentence. And sits on his bed. Got any rolling rock? Oh, fuck's sake. James and his rolling rocks. Of course, Nostalgia Critic actually just planned this was going to happen, so he bought rolling rocks just in case. Sorry, there was something. James couldn't believe he was this close to NC without confrontation. He started drinking his beer while Nostalgia Critic sat on his bed with James. Oh no, I see where this is going. Yay for lemons, yay for very poorly rendered lemons. Watching the nerd. That's creepy. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I hate when people watch you eat or drink or do anything like that, because you kind of feel like they want your food as well, so you're kind of like, you want any? And then they're just like, no, I just like to watch you. It's like Danny from the Room. Like, no, I just like to watch you do. Oh dear. Where is it? Oh yeah. So, what did you want to talk to me about? James looked down and placed his beer on the floor. He didn't respond for a minute or two. That's awkward. I would have just walked out. If somebody just sat for a minute or that seems like a long time though. Feels like a long time to sit for a minute or an hour without somebody saying something. What world do people live in where they ask somebody a question and they don't respond for a minute or two? That seems like a long time to be in silence for. Well, we never met before and you just decided to be a jerk to me. Because AVGN isn't a jerk anyway. He's an asshole. That's the point. That's the point of the Angry Video Game Nerd. He's an asshole. So is the Nostalgia Critic. They're both assholes. They're both assholes to each other. That's the point of their relationship. The nerd looked at NC and continued, I'm a big fan of yours, NC. I'm pretty sure he would say NC in a conversation with him. It's Nostalgia Critic. I told you that I was a big fan of you on my forum, and you thought my it was a secret message insulting you. Well, technically it was. It was telling him to lick shit or something like that. I can't really remember. Why would you want to fight with me when I idolize you? Oh, that's cute. He idolizes the critic. So the thing is, in some ways this would be considered cute, but because it's the nerd, it's just cringy and a little bit sickening, because the nerd would never say things like this. Nostalgia Critic went silent for a moment. You really like me, don't you, buttfucker? He laughed, but AVGN was somewhat offended. Oh yeah, because out of everything that AVGN has said in a video, he's going to be offended by that word. By this comment, because he was a homosexual. Yeah, he's going to be offended by that. Yeah, he's made, like, I don't know, watched the Atari porn episode and the insults are flying all over the place. James hung his head low. And NC, I'm just going to say Nostalgia Critic now. Nostalgia Critic placed his hand on his back. You really think I hate you? James looked up. You don't? Of course not. I was just messing around. I like you very much, nerd. You were awesome. AVGN blushed. Oh, this would be cute if it wasn't the nerd. It actually wouldn't. I'm cringing right now. It's like a really campy romance film. Well, GI. And do you want to know a secret? What secret? The nerd said, baffled. Okay. I find you attractive. In fact, I even love you. Nostalgia Critic looked away with a big huge blush on his face. James couldn't believe what he was hearing. It was like a dream come true. He met his love, and his love loves him too. That was redundant. Much? Really? Yes. Then Nostalgia Critic leaned in and kissed James on the mouth. I'm getting really annoyed every time it says James now. The kiss sent shivers down his spine and aroused him greatly. AVGN returned the kiss, and they both started kissing passionately. The nerd's head even, almost exploded of the unbelievability of this. He was kissing his lover, and he loved it. They parted later, panting for air. That was quite cringy and ew. The fact of the matter is, if it was any other fanfic, I would have just been like, do you know what, they kissed? Finally, after insulting each other for like halfway through the fanfic. But because they've been really nice to each other, this is not as satisfying as it usually is. I love you too, Nostalgia Critic, James said with powerful bedroom eyes. What the fuck are bedroom eyes? This is an actual thing that I don't know about. Wow, I'm gonna look it up after. Nostalgia Critic grabbed AVGN. It slowly pushed him down on the bed while kissing him. But I missed a line, but it doesn't really matter because it wasn't important. His arms wandered up and down the nerd's scrawny chest, and he grows more and more round. Slowly, Nostalgia Critic stripped James' shirt off and started licking his nipples. He teased around the nipples and started sucking on the nerd's milk dud coloured tit. Stop. it's not nearly done. It's not nearly done. You hear that, Saucy? It's not nearly done. No, Nostalgia Craig. No, Nostalgia Craig. Don't stop. The Craig started to pull off James' pants. I was shocked to find his Nightmare on Elm Street boxers. I don't know about you, but I have SpongeBob underwear. I thought you hated the game, James. Oops. Oh no. Nostalgia Craig slowly slid his hands down his nerd's boxers and grabbed his huge member and started to stroke it while kissing him. The rhythm was slow at first, and slowly worked his way up until he was jerking him off violently. Oh, the AGV? What? The AGVN? That's the one thing I'm actually getting shocked by. She's wrote AVGN so much that I didn't think she would actually mix the letters around. But I'm baffled. Was having the time of his life. I bet you are. AGVN. NC was very good at it. He must have done it a million times on other guys. Yeah, because apparently he's like the bicycle of fandom now. Where was I? I just read ahead and I don't like where this is going. He must have done this a million times with other guys. The nerd held his breath and was about to shoot when Nostalgia Craig stopped. What the fuck are you doing? James said disappointed. I don't want you to come this yet. That didn't make any sense. It would be, I don't want you to come this early yet. I think that's what you mean. Nostalgia Craig said evilly. He pulled off Nerd's boxers and told him to sit on the edge of the bed. And he did. Nostalgia Craig got on his knees, put James' huge dick into his mouth. Nostalgia Craig was also a very good cocksucker. In less than a few minutes, he was ready to come again when Nostalgia Craig stopped. Damn it, stop doing that. The nerd was getting very frustrated. Shut up, slave. It's time to see how your ass feels. With that, Nostalgia Craig stripped off all of his clothes and forced James to get on his hands and knees on the bed. By the way, it's nerd on critic action, not critic on nerd action. It's disgusting. Nostalgia Craig crawled up there with him and split Nerd's small, flat, pale ass, placed his cock between his cheeks. Oh, this is disgusting. I don't mind lemon. I'm actually very fond of lemons. But this is way too descriptive and it's really creepy actually. It's actually creepy. That's the one word I can describe this fanfic is creepy. It's just everything about it is just wrong. So wrong. NC took his dick and slowly teased poor James' asshole until he was moaning and begging NC to fuck him. Oh baby, stop messing around and put it in already. That sounds like somebody who's really, really, really... Is this nearly done yet? Oh, we're nearly done. Beg for it, Nostalgia Craig said, looking at Nerd with lustful eyes. Please put it in. I don't like your begging. Try harder. Please, Nostalgia. Fuck me. What's up with him calling him Nostalgia? I don't like it. NC liked to hear his little slut. Oh no. No, you didn't use the S word. No. Beg for his huge cock. But he didn't hesitate to do what Nerd wanted. NC spit on his dick so he wouldn't get cock burned and slammed his dick into AVGN's tiny asshole. This is disgusting. I can't cope with this. Ah, God. I've never read, let's just put this out, I've never read this before, and right now I literally feel really uncomfortable, and well, there goes my boner. The nurse screams while enjoying the feel of nostalgic Critic's cock in his bum. That's such a, I don't know, I'm probably too immature. Nostalgic Critic spent no time pounding his huge cock into AVGN's ass. He was fondling his dick hard while listening to James moan and groan, harder and harder, and he fucked until they were both sweaty. He liked how James screamed in pain, and when he knew he really liked it. The angry video game nerd was in total bliss. His dreams of fucking Nostalgic Critic finally came true. Oh, he can certainly die happy in this moment. I could die now, and I wouldn't be happy, because I know this fanfic exists. It seemed like forever, but after a good 20 minutes of hardcore fucking, NC was ready to come, and so was James. James was ready, like, I don't know, fucking like 5 minutes ago. After 20 minutes of hardcore fucking, I would have thought, because James apparently needed to come earlier on in the fanfic, I would have thought it would have been less than 20 minutes he needed to. Oh, this is weird. This is, I don't even, has this person ever had sex? I mean, I've never had sex technically, but I would have thought that it would have took him a bit less since he was moaning about it earlier. Maybe I'm just looking way too into this. It isn't Hammohamster fanfic after all. He slammed his cock into AVGN's ass once more and let out a loud groan. James rose his head and ejaculated all over the bed sheets. So he's gonna have to clean that up in the morning. Nostalgic Critic came so much, his jizz squirted around his dick and on the bed. They both fell back down in their own cum. I think they started to couple. That was amazing, my love. Oh my god. Ew. They're using pet names. They're not calling each other shit. Fuck. Bastards. Oh yes, it was, James said, returning the affection. They laid in silence, basking in our own love and heat. Is this fanfic trying to tell me that it loves me? When AVGN broke the silence, does this mean we have a truce? He lifted up his pinky, and with a grin on his face. It's the first time he's grinned in this fanfic. Well then, Hammohamster, you've done something right again. The Nostalgic grabbed his pinky with his own and kissed him. Truce. The end. I could die unhappy right now. Okay, so I told you what was wrong in this first story, and now I'm going to tell you what I think after. In the words of AVGN, it's fucking horrible! Who in their right mind wrote this? I mean, I know Hammohamster is infamous for writing very over the top and very disgusting facts. Like, oh, my cat decided to join us again. She's a background decoration. She doesn't mean anything to me. And she's looking at me like, what? Anyway. The lemon was horrible. In the words of AVGN again, what were you thinking? Ugh. This fanfic has no credibility. Nothing is redeemable about it. I mean, sure. I mean, the only good thing I can say is, wow, you picked a hell of a painting. I mean, it's obscure and all that. Although, for most people, that's one of its better downsides, because obviously not everyone is in agreement that it's a good pairing, and it kind of died out. I mean, every time I go and look at threads to do with the pairing in that guy with the glasses fanfiction, like, oh, this thing, this pairing dead, and I'm like, somebody could bring it back, but I don't think you can bring it back, because they'll be like, oh my god, do you remember that fanfic, A Special Truce? Yeah, well, because that fanfic was so bad, I'm going to automatically think this one's bad. This fanfic gave a really bad rep. There's not much I can actually say. I've said all I need to say. It's not redeemable. Hammohamster, the offer themselves is like one of the downsides as well, because when people try to criticize her, she doesn't take it well. So I don't know what else to say. Guess I'm gonna have to sign off now. I hope to be reading a lot more fan fiction. If you enjoyed them, please subscribe and leave a like. That would be very helpful. If you have more suggestions, then I do have some ideas of what I want to do. But if you have any suggestions of any really, really bad fan fiction, or really good ones, I could read a good one, have a few laughs and stuff like that, then please, please don't hesitate to give me a comment. And I gotta say I love you. Goodbye.